Today, our adventure brings us back to the Angeles National Forest, just 12 miles north of Azusa, California. Today, we're going to be exploring the West Fork Trail, also known as the West Fork Scenic Bike Path. But this isn't going to be a scenic bike path. This is going to be a scenic hike path for us today. This is an easy 14-mile round-trip hike. You could stop whenever you want. I did about 5 miles of this hike round trip, and you're gonna reach the parking lot and you're gonna see this sign telling you a little bit about the river and the type of fish you will find in the river, as well as the type of plant life that will be found on this hike. And from here, you're going to see where the parking lot extends past West Fork Waterfall. I'm going to stop about right here. So you could actually head past Upper Bear Canyon. And that right there would be Cogswell Dam at the very end. And when you get to the parking lot, you're going to see that bridge. But the bridge is closed, so we're actually going to have to go around the Yellow Gate entrance, which is the Forest Service road that is used to do construction on this particular trail. So on this trail, there are going to be cars coming through it. As like I said, there is a lot of construction that gets done on this particular trail. And you're going to see that sign for Bear Canyon and the campgrounds you could stop and set up camp at. But you are going to be met with the West Fork Creek, or the San Gabriel River. So you could actually come out here and you could do some fishing. I did see a few people come through with some nets and fishing pools on the way down. But you could always just stop and admire the views of the river. And you're going to pass a point where you're going to see a graffiti wall on the hike. And you could stop on several short little spur-off trails and sit on a bench and have a nice little picnic. So there is spruce, alder, trees on this hike, and oak. So this trail, you'll get plenty of shade along the river. You're going to have a canopy of trees covering you. So a good portion of this hike is well shaded. But when you are on the bike path, you're going to be pretty exposed. But you could always just stop into one of these small beaches and get next to the river and simply just admire the sounds of the river. So right now, the river is really brown looking and muddy because the day before I did this hike, it rained. So that does tend to happen a lot when it rains, is the rivers will get really muddy. And there are some service vehicles right there that do construction. So just remember to be careful, and if you see a car coming your way, move over to the side and let them come through. But they will also honk the horn about a mile in advance to let you know they're coming. So this trail right here really makes you feel like you're in Oregon. It doesn't even make you feel like you're in Southern California because of all this greenery that you see. So the good thing about this hike is it's easy. It's not hard. So you could just take your time, take as many photos as you want, as many videos as you want, and you don't have to feel like you're being rushed because it's such an easy hike. And when you pass the first bridge crossing, you're going to get met with more views of the river. The interesting thing about this river is it connects all the way to Seal Beach. So much of the streams that connect into this river play a huge role until it goes into the city of Pasadena Azusa, and Los Angeles. And that's the fact that this is a huge chunk of the water supply that is used for showers, drinking water, and it even goes all the way to Seal Beach. So that's one of the reasons why this dam's so important. And here was another waterfall I found right there. Just a sign of waterfalls to come. So we're actually going to come up on West Fork Falls right now, which is going to be the first major waterfall that I will point out on this hike. And it's just behind that tree up there. I just got to find a path to take me to it. So if you just look around a little bit, there's going to be a path onto the side. It's kind of hidden behind all this grass and all these trees. But I did find it right here, and I came down this path. So you could approach it, and like I said, it's just like something that reminds you of Oregon and all the greenery and all the grass, just all the waterfalls coming down. So this is West Fork Falls. Right now the waterfall's coming down really good. Obviously it rained yesterday, so it's going to look a lot nicer. And you can just see people carving their names on these trees just to kind of cement their time being here along this creek or river. So now I'm going to head back onto the trail, and I'm going to head to the next waterfall. And we're going to get back on this paved road. And you could just get beautiful views of the San Gabriel Mountains. And there are wildlife crossings, there are snakes, there are turtles on this hike. So remember, when you're walking in a grassy area, just be careful for snakes. And this is another nice little waterfall coming down. Not a real big waterfall, but it's a nice little cascade. And here's another waterfall on the side. So right here looks to be a seasonal waterfall, so that probably dries up in the summer. But the thing about this hike is you have all these mountains covering this canyon, so you got different creeks pouring down into the river. And right here is a nice little spring, and you can just see a nice little puddle covering it. And just past this river is actually another waterfall. I didn't see a way to get to it, but when the water levels are low enough, you could probably get to it. And there it is. So that's it right there. And there's a nice little bench. So I'm going to get down a little bit closer to see if I can get closer to it. That way I could show you what it looks like. So there it is. It's kind of hidden behind those trees. And if the water levels were a bit lower, I'd probably do it. But the last time I got myself into some pretty big trouble with my phone the last time I tried to do that. And right now the water is raging, so it's probably not a good time to get into it. However, I will get back onto the trail, and there's going to be another waterfall after that one. And there's actually a nice little security camera right here. So this is just warning you that there are slides coming down the canyon or the mountains. So just be careful. And more views of the San Gabriel Mountains. So right here will be the last and final stop for me. It's actually a 2-tier waterfall. So you can see the top one and the bottom one. And I believe this one was called Double Falls on the map. I'm not 100% sure. But right here is where you could probably stop, or it's probably where most people stop. But there are other waterfalls if you continue on to this hike. So if you have a spare battery or plenty of camera life, or you don't even vlog them and you want to do the whole thing, you could do the whole thing in about 5.5 hours. So I'm gonna go ahead and climb up there and get a little closer. There's actually a little trail right there to take you up there. So I'm gonna go up there. And I'm actually climbing up it. And here it is, the upper falls of Double Falls. So I do hope you enjoyed this hike. Don't forget to like and subscribe.